Forgiveness is always a touchy subject
Mm.
because I think that we always assume that if we forgive someone, then we're telling them that it's okay what they did and they can just keep on doing it. And that's not what forgiveness is. It's releasing all of the thoughts of how it should have been or should have went or could have. I think we hold on to all of these resentments, and resentments build, and then that becomes this hate. And it's like, well, F that guy because they looked at me wrong in second grade and pulled my hair, and you, you know, it becomes something to grab onto and hold on to, but it's heavy. It's heavy. It's that backpack full of rocks that you're carrying. And most of the time, when we're angry and resentful towards someone, it doesn't bother them. And no matter how mad we get and how much we ruin our experience, it's not affecting them. And forgiveness isn't telling the other person, it's okay that you did that to me and you can just go ahead and do whatever you want and I'm fine with it. It's, dude, that was bullshit, whatever. But you don't get to control me. That isn't going to make the decisions later in my life. Forgiveness is just setting it down, not carrying the baggage. Resentment and hate eats at you. It's heavy and it eats at you. And then if you keep carrying it, it's going to come out physically. You're going to have aches and pains. You're going to be sick. It just, it eats at you.
Mm.
And forgiveness is the cure to that cancer.
Yeah. And you know what? I like you say it spills out, physically, right? But it can spill out in our relationships too, in other aspects of our life, when we're holding on to resentment and anger and maybe confusion and whatever else can go along with not forgiving somebody. The things that can spill out, or you're spilling them out sometimes onto your kids or your spouses or your partners or your coworkers unknowingly. Not that they're the ones that, did anything to you or that you have this anger or this grudge towards, but just because it manifests itself in different ways from physical to, psychologically.
Yeah. And I love this. I found this metaphor and I thought it was really powerful. And it's like holding on to a burning coal, thinking you need to throw it at the other person who hurt you. But the moment you realize it's in your own hand that's burning, you naturally let it go. The coal drops by itself. That's forgiveness. Not a task, but a letting go when you see where the heat is really coming from. You know, when you realize that the heat's coming from that coal, not the other person.
Yeah.
And that's really powerful because it's us again. It's us thinking about the situation that's causing the pain, and we just need to let it go. And I've spoke about this quite a few times, but when you really see what forgiveness is, and you decide to forgive not by a doing, but just like a letting go of, it's just such a magical feeling. It really is. It's so freeing. It's so magical. It's so light, and it's freedom. And I've said that so many times, but forgiveness really, like, I am such a big one for forgiveness because I know what it feels like when you really truly forgive. Like I don't since then, since I forgave my granddad, I don't hold on to grudges anymore. It's like a switch flipped, and I don't hold on to anything anymore. Like nothing. Nothing makes me angry or resentful or anything anymore. Like if someone cuts me up, I'll be like, but then I'm like, oh no, they're just in there thinking too. And that's another thing as well. Like when we realize that everything is thinking and we're just in our thinking and our behaviors come from our thinking. When you forgive, you realize they're just in there thinking too. They're just human. They're just acting from their own thinking. And then you kind of have this compassion. Like, I'm not saying that what they did is right. Like, what my granddad did to me was not right. But I can see him as a human being in his own thinking, in his own little tortured thought bubble. And he was so down in that spiral that he couldn't see anything else. You know, what he did was not right, but I have compassion for him because for someone to hurt someone else, they must be so low down there. And that is torturous for themselves as well. And the reason they hurt other people is because they're in so much pain, they're in so much darkness that they're trying to get out, and that's the only way they know. It's a bit like, you know, like this is going to go quite dark, quite deep, but it's like quite a lot of some men, for instance, will go and harm women. And sometimes when you look at it, it's because their mum abused them. You know, and it's not about just going back, but it's just learning about these people that we disregard as bad and evil and stuff like that. But when you have this compassion, when you have this forgiveness, when you have this knowing of what's causing behaviors and stuff, you just see a human being acting from their own thoughts. And forgiveness then becomes easy. It's just effortless.